For starters, Jeff Mason has this little activity thing he wants to do. So if you move this direction, we're not going to let you eat until you put up with all of this.
I received a phone call telling me I was being appointed as a judge less than 3 weeks after September 11, 2001. I spent to Lansing for a couple of years, and eventually in 2004 I came here. Well, back home here again in St. Paul, I rummaged through the attic of my garage and I find this painting. I looked at it. Amazing. This guy's worth a lot of money. And I thought, wow, I can take this thing to New York and see if I can get it auctioned off for dollars. Well, I go to Sotheby's. Couldn't get past the receptionist. She looks at the painting and she says, "Sir, Sotheby's does not deal in sofa art." I said, "Sofa art?" Yes, it's a genre that you typically find hanging on your sofa in a double wide. Then the elevator dinged and some very well-dressed people started coming and she said, "Now beat it before I call security and take that picture with you." Well, I don't want to do it, you know. Get on the subway, I head over to Brooklyn. So, there's I tell you, all of this is absolutely true. Any resemblance to anything you may have ever heard on public radio is purely coincidental. No names have been changed. I'm not making this up. There's a park over here called Brooklyn Bridge Park. Right over there. Man, this is really so good. So I take a picture under my arm, I walk back across the bridge, get over here, take a right, go up through Chinatown, and pretty soon I'm in the Bowery. You sign it, sweet shop. In the Bowery. Well, when I was in high school, the Bowery Boys were on it. Yeah. I watched that. They always hung out with Louie and Browski. So I go in there. The little lady running the place, her name is Louise. She's actually Louise's widow. She's remarried to Mr. Hanna, but he was now passed away as well. She says, "Well, what you got there, boy?" She looked at the picture. And, that didn't look good. She gave me a letter. Let me read that. She says, "Yeah, I looked at your painting there. I got to tell you, it don't look nothing like New York. Them towers, they was on the other side of the island, over by Jersey." I know, because I lived all my life down here on the Lower East Side. I do my shopping down there at Fulton Market, just south of the bridge. There's something fishy about that bridge, too. I took the run of the sweet shop after Louis passed. I married Mr. Hanna, but he's gone, too. It just ain't the same no more without Flip and the Fats and the rest of the boys. They all moved out. Them was good old days. She signed it, Louise C. Hanna.
Oh, bada boom, bada boom. Where's my
Well, there's a schoolmarmish looking gal there. She came up. She introduced herself. Her name was Bethany Missouri. Geography teacher. She looked at all her and this doesn't look good. She gave me this one. My third grade students know that the Brooklyn Bridge and the World Trade Center towers were on opposite sides of Manhattan Island. And Paul Lee. Any simpleton would understand that the world is round. And when the sun is at a longitude west of the viewer, it can't possibly illuminate objects between you and the viewer. This picture gets a B-. Signed, Ms. Zuri.
Bada boom, bada boom.
Now another fellow comes up, introduces himself. Well, one look at him, he's very well dressed. He's Felix French. His name is Alexandre A. Go. He's a great grandnephew of Vincent Van Gogh. He's an art critic and historian. He says, "Mais amis Americains, he called me Sandy." Oh, okay, Monsieur Sandy A. Go. What do you think of that painting? The sources he light in the background. How the foreground must appear only as silhouette, noir. Et encore, the perspective, it is all wrong. If you can see both the face of the bridge tower and its right side in shadow, the bridge deck must come straight out toward you as if you're standing on the bridge itself. Can't possibly go off to the right. In my opinion, this work is product of Southeast Asian sweatshop, created by child labor. This painting, it is gone. It belongs possibly in the museum of the trailer park. I'm really sorry. Where's Mr. Dawkins? You're Mr. Q.
Yes. Oh. How did they print those letters?
Okay, you want to look at my material? It'd be nice if you paid that kind of attention to detail in the decisions you make. You knew that was coming. Just help me stay on course here. So, I walk out of the sweet shop. Here I am. It's a dark night. A city that knows how to keep its secrets. One man, alone, trying to find the answers to life's persistent questions. Thought I'd go off to Times Square, give my regards to Broadway. Maybe I'd get cheered up by the sounds of Happy Feet over there on 42nd Street. And I go into the delicatessen, I order coffee and a strudel. I'm sitting down at the window, looking out across the street, and across the street I see a sign on the glass. Third person on Broadway, Gertrude J. Honey. Well, that's exactly what I need. I gotta go talk to her.
Bada boom, bada boom. That was perfect time.
So, I go over there. Dr. Honey, I need your help. I'm really depressed. I have this teenage going over to New York with it. Everybody tells me how bad it is. I'm terribly ashamed of even liking it. She said, can you help me? I said, well, I think maybe I can, but I'm not a doctor, I'm a therapist, and you should call me Trudy. That J, your middle initial, wouldn't happen to stand for Julie, would it? She said, well, yes, it does. How did you? I said, oh, yes. Watch my eye. This plot, how could I miss? So I said, all right, Trudy, Julie, honey.
Oh, that's
I need your help. Well, she said, just a moment. I'm a body therapist. I got to give him the proper role. So she went to the back room. She comes back and I got a scarf over her head, big hoop earrings. She looked like a gypsy. I was puzzled. She says, well, this isn't really a job for Freud. This is mystical. Let's examine your painting. First of all, these towers, they're not there. Well, they're not anywhere now, but they were never there. And with the sun's back over there, it can't be lighting this up. Now look at the river. You've got this bridge, and it's showing a reflection down here. Here, even this boat's got a shadow. These great big towers. No shadow, no reflection. It's an illusion. Oh, okay, I get it now. But what does it mean? Just, well, we got these two towers. Well, it'll work better with one hand. Does this remind you of anything? Oh, yeah, looks like some rabbit head. But exactly. Your painting is a puka. I said, a puka? You mean like that giant rabbit, Harvey? That Jimmy Stewart movie? She said, yes. So, that doesn't look like a rabbit. Well, pukas are shapeshifters. They can be anything. But she said, the character that Stewart played, his name is Elwood P. Dow. And at one point in the movie, his sister's trying to get him in this asylum to be treated so he won't see Harvey anymore. But anyway, he's explaining to this young doctor and nurse about how he lives his life. And he says, I like to hang out in the bars. No one ever enters a bar and leaves their troubles behind them at the doorstep. So I sit there and just share a few drinks and they pour out all of their troubles. And then I introduce them to Harvey. Harvey is so big, they realize all of their troubles small. You look at these towers and you think about what happened, and you'll realize that all of your troubles are very small, very insignificant. And that's my story in Manhattan, where all the survivors are strong, all the critics are cynical, all the teachers, thinkers, and artists are very beautiful and above average. Connie gave me a letter as well, and I've already given you most of the details, but one thing she said about it that has something to do with this event is that you'll never be able to sell this painting, not because it has no value, but because you will not feel right to do so. You find it more satisfying to pass on possession to another person who has respect for the symbolic meaning. So, with that in mind, I decided to give this painting away. Well, she didn't tell me that I was going to have a hard time giving it. I tried to pump up enthusiasm around here, and same as the time, and, well, you know. So, anyway, I have had a blue ribbon panel of judges review the applications, and they've made a decision. They have also determined to award a consolation. They had two entries. Your entry was impressive for its scholarship and dedication to detail. You came up with many other paintings available on eBay, purportedly by this artist. You didn't tell us what they were selling for, and I'm grateful for that because I would just as soon not know. I might be regretting it. But anyway, the judges found that your application was long. Remember I said 100 words or less at first, then it said brief. And the other thing that we wanted was a sincere statement of what we really wanted. And that counts too. We're found really. However, I'm proud to give you another picture, which coincidentally is something that's not exactly what you expect. Burke, please accept the pole. Ms. Demmer.
Well, I'll run and get her. I'll ask her in the hall.
Well, she missed the best part.